Dominique, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Episode 5?
Episode 5, yes. We're already at 5 episodes. I know when I texted you to do the podcast, I asked you what clubs are you involved, because I wasn't aware.
Yeah.
But I didn't know,
right?
Yeah, I'm involved in a lot.
Yeah, I didn't know you were involved in like a lot of clubs on campus. I think that's awesome. Like,
Thank you.
the fact that you're engaged with campus,
Are you
I think that's awesome.
Junior or senior?
Junior.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you still have a whole year
Yeah.
to like.
Yeah.
When did you get into did you start straight out freshman year?
No, actually, freshman year, I wasn't really too much involved with the campus scene because I really didn't know what what resonated with me the most. So it took me a little bit of time to figure that out and like gaining new connections with making new friends and stuff. It kind of like opened doors for me to figure that out. So I think the first club I joined was Club Caribbean, and that was like, I don't remember which year, but it was my sophomore year. But I felt like that resonated with me because I am Caribbean. I'm Jamaican and Puerto Rican. So
Nice.
aside from that, it's also a great board. Like, that was the first board that obviously that I joined, but it consisted of people that I didn't know. So it gave me the opportunity to meet new people, and that was cool. And I'm secretary for that club. The next club that I joined was the Beauty Bar, and that was in like spring 2024, 2025, I want to say. I'm treasurer for that, and actually all of my friends are in that club. So it's really like hectic sometimes, but I love it because I'm used to them.
Right.
And we recently got new members, which also allowed me to connect with new people and different people from different backgrounds and stuff. I want to say the next board that I joined was the NAACP, and I honestly didn't think I was going to join that. It wasn't like an interview type of thing. It was kind of just like, because my friend is the president. So he was kind of just like, do you want to join? Like, you should sign up. So it wasn't anything planned. It was really impulsive. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to turn it down. I'm going to see what's to it. And I actually really like it. Another board that allowed me to meet new people from different backgrounds. So it was a really great opportunity. And the advisor, we're actually really cool with him. So it's nice. And then, so I'm event coordinator for that. And then the last board that I joined was OWC, which is a newer club. And it's pretty nice, it's a club full of women. And it's really just us embracing like women of color, of course, and just highlighting the different like situations and just issues that they have to deal with, just highlighting that, because a lot of people don't really shed light on it. Like, it kind of gets overlooked. So, we thought, creating the club that will allow other students to kind of come and see the different, like the depths of the situations that women of color have to go through. Although women of color is not only welcome to the meetings. Like, everybody is welcome. So it's very diverse and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm treasurer for that club.
Yeah, that's great to hear. To hear you involved in so much. I feel like we should all be like you.
Yeah.
Be more involved with campus. I know that's something I wish I'd done more.
Yeah, it's definitely something I struggle with.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you're in 4 clubs plus the peer count, do you ever feel like, I don't know, like you have so much on your plate on a day-to-day basis?
I do. And it's really hard sometimes, although I do love being on the clubs a lot. It's very overwhelming because on top of that, still schoolwork and actual work that I have to go to. It's like a lot. It's really a lot, but I manage. So,
what are like, so when you do feel like it's overwhelming sometimes on a day-to-day basis, what are some things that you do that kind of, I guess, puts your mind and body at ease?
So honestly, that's a good question, because I kind of ask myself that at times too, because I really don't have the time sometimes to even just chill and like take time for myself outside of like all of the hectic things that I have going on in my life. So weekends, I go out. That's like a typical, like everybody really does. But like, if I really had the chance, I would, set aside time for me to have like little painting sessions, because I love to paint. So
that's cool.
if I really had the opportunity, I would do that. But since I don't really have much time, I kind of just like hang out with friends when I can and like still set some time aside to do my schoolwork though. And I'm still trying to manage like time manage to fit everything into my schedule, but don't overwork myself at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, yeah, that's important. What you said, hang out with friends, because I know we touched on it a little bit on the last episode that I know like hanging out with friends and like family is not considered like self-care, but it actually is
It
like,
is.
Yeah.
you know, to reconnect again because, you know, we're always so overwhelmed with things we're doing
Yeah.
on a day-to-day
Just
basis.
to have
So
another presence really
exactly.
does a lot.
So
Right.
like in a way you are still doing self-care, even if it is
Yeah.
just hanging out with friends. Just remember that like you
True.
are
Mhm.
kind of doing self-care,
That's
just little
true.
things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like honestly it's kind of hard to hang out with friends, especially like especially having such a busy schedule. It's
Yeah.
like I remember the other day I was going through my messages and it was a group chat that I had with like two of my home friends
Mm-hmm.
and we were just trying to plan a dinner, but it was just so many weekends of like, oh well, I'm going home or I'm going back to school this weekend, or I have work this weekend, or I already have this planned out and I have this planned out. It's like you're always so
Yeah,
busy, so it's
it's like
hard.
that.
It's hard to
There's
even
so
hang out with
many
friends.
time conflicts like
right?
that you would never think. Like me coming to college, like I would have never expected me to be this busy. Like
Mhm,
junior year
right.
has to be the most busiest semester of my
Right.
time in
'Cause
college.
what do you mean I have something at 7 p.m.? Like, it's 7 p.m. What do you
Literally, I'm
mean?
supposed to be in my bed,
Right.
you know, relaxing, ready to go to sleep and stuff. Like I have to come back on campus
Mhm.
to go to club meetings and everything. Like the thing is though, I don't take it as if it's a job. Like I actually love doing it, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
not really forced, but it does take up a lot of time, I'm not gonna lie.
No, but that's important as long as the things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis, you love to do it. Because if you're
Right.
going to do something that you hate
Mhm.
or that you don't want to do, then it's going to stress you
Yeah.
out even more.
What
So
You're
is
gonna be
what's the
wasting your
saying?
time.
It's like if you like what you're doing, you're never working a day in your life or something.
something like that.
Right,
Yeah, I don't
'cause
know
it
the
doesn't
exact.
feel
Yeah,
like work
yeah.
if you
No,
like
yeah,
it.
right. It
Yeah.
doesn't feel like work if you like it. So I think as long as you love what you're doing, and you know, I think that's the most important thing.
No,
Their
definitely.
passion and your interest. So I know I wanted to touch more on the organization of women of color. Is that the
Yes.
club?
Yes.
So I know that's a fairly new club, correct?
Yeah.
When was that club created?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm in so many clubs, as you guys
Yeah.
know, so it's kind of hard to
Okay.
remember when
Days
I
just go
actually
flying in
joined.
and out.
But
Yeah,
were you
literally,
like
the
were you
days are
part
just
of the
going.
the group that kind of started it? That
I wasn't.
Okay, you
Actually,
weren't. Okay.
when my president was coming up with the idea of like revamping it, that was my first time actually like realizing that there was already a club kind of like that.
Mhm.
But I don't know much about it, honestly. But no, I don't think I was around for the club being like active really.
But you said
Right.
you are a treasurer for it?
Yeah.
So how'd you get into that then?
Like just a position or
Yeah.
like
Or like speak about like first like joining that club,
Mhm.
right? Like what made you I know you touched on it a little bit earlier,
Mhm.
but what really like made you want to join that club and be a part of something like that? I'm a little nosy, so I did look on the Instagram and like your latest post was like October 2025, so it's fairly new. So I
Yeah.
think so, and the fact of what the club represents, I think is kind of cool, and
Yeah, thank you.
I think there's more to it than just it being a club. So just speak about like what exactly made you really want to join that club. And
Yeah, so honestly, besides my friend being president as well,
Right.
I just feel like I was saying, like I feel like it's important for a lot of these students to kind of be more in tune with the real world issues because I feel like, as I said before, like a lot of people tend to overlook that and kind of just bypass it like, oh, it's really not that important, like it's just another club meeting. But we
Mhm.
really talk about like a lot of real world issues that women of color have to experience that many students might not know about. And
Right.
there are a lot of like this school is becoming very diverse.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
there are a lot of like, you know, individuals of color and a lot of women of color on this campus that I feel like should attend our meetings and, you know, kind of be more informed. Like we have an event coming up. I forgot the name, but it's basically about like, you know, women on their menstrual and just how
Yeah.
that works and stuff. So I feel like I was saying, a lot of women and even men just to be informed,
Just to educate, yeah.
just to be informed and be educated about stuff like that, like should attend our meetings because it's important. Like, you know, there's a lot of real world issues outside of like school, because after this you're gonna have to go into the real world, and
That's
what if
right.
you're not prepared? Like, I feel like a lot of these clubs, like even though some people might feel like informational meetings are kind of boring, but they kind of like they help you go out into the real world and figure out like how to navigate. So I feel like people should have a bigger outlook on clubs like that, and I feel like this club, it's going strong. Like, I really do love it, and I love what we're putting out there to educate everyone. And yeah.
No, that's amazing. I could see like the look on your face. You're really like passionate about it
I
too.
am. I really am. Like, a lot of people just join clubs just to join for real.
Right.
But like when I started joining, I'm like, okay, I'm kind of getting the hang of this. Like, I like how it feels being on a club and like kind of like having a role, like an important role at that.
Right.
So yeah, I really do like it.
No, yeah, and I think a club that really focuses on, you know, women and really empowering them, because I think, right, because I know I read somewhere that I think it's like since 2012 or something like that, where, you know, there is a trend now where women of color, you're starting to see a trend in higher education. And I think in the past, you haven't really seen that as much as now.
Right.
So I think the fact that you joined this club and kind of created this, you know, to promote, you know, women that, you know, that we're strong too and we can do bigger things than just what was expected from before. So I think that's awesome of you to be involved.
It's actually crazy that you mentioned, like, you know, women in higher education, because we also had a meeting surrounding that, and I even learned some new things. Like, they had some information in there that I wasn't aware of before, and as a woman of color, I feel like that's important to at least have in the back of your mind. Like, you know, they did it, so you can definitely do it too.
Right.
So yeah,
for sure. No, yeah, I feel like a big part about the club that I really appreciate is like the sense of community that you can get. Like, because I mean, as you said, this school is becoming more diverse, but you know, wasn't always like that. There are still some I don't even know what I want to call it, but because I know, like, coming from Schenectady is a very diverse city. So like coming from there to here, where you might feel like, as a person of color, as a woman of color, you might feel like, oh, I don't really think there's a lot of, this is not a very diverse, so I feel like to have a specific club to be like, hey, you at least know that, like, if you're not finding people of color out in campus on your everyday life, like, there's this club, and every time they meet, you will find people of color there, you know?
Definitely. Like, even a lot of, like, incoming freshmen, like, me as a freshman, I know I was kind of nervous to join certain clubs because I didn't really feel like they were too accepting, but we're accepting of everyone. Like I was saying, like, I really would encourage all freshmen to kind of navigate the campus life, because there's something for everyone, honestly. Like, they might not think there is, but, you know, even just a quick look on Cardinal Link, like, there's a lot going on, like, with different organizations and clubs that, you know, something will resonate with you. You just have to, you know, put yourself out there and find that. But we're very welcoming, like, you know.
Now, I know the Women of Color Club, normally you would think that, you know, it's a board of, you know, mostly strong women. So now, is it possible that if a man wanted to join, would you guys welcome that too? Or is it mainly a club really just for women to be a part of that? Because I know, like, men can come to the information sessions, but let's say, you know, let's say for me, example, I feel strongly about that too, because I have a sister as well, you know, and I know, you know, I'm not going to say I know what it's like to be a woman, but I understand certain aspects of it, you know, because I do have a sister. So let's say if I wanted to join the club as a man, would that also be welcomed?
That's actually a great question, because I've actually never thought of it like that.
Yeah.
Our board is primarily women.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not sure if maybe next semester a male would want to join the board, but I mean, I would encourage it, because if you're passionate about, like, you know, learning more about like women's rights and just like the issues that women of color specifically, especially, have to encounter, I would encourage it. You know, I don't see why not, but there has been a couple of, you know, things in the air of some students who are males that wanted to create a club opposing the OWC.
No
like,
way.
Really?
yeah, like Organization for Men of Color. I don't know if it'll ever be put in place, but there has been some talks about it, which I feel like would be a great idea,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool. But yeah,
That's interesting. I guess in a way there are like differences in terms of men and women.
Yeah.
But I kind of just wanted to see like maybe let's say if a guy wanted to join, and because obviously you're not going to join if you're not going to feel some type of way about it or
right.
you're passionate about that. But if a guy did want to join and help you guys promote it more, if that was something you guys ever thought about, but maybe I know it is scary as a man probably to join a club like that. But I don't know, maybe one day or one semester there will be a guy and they'll be like, you know what, I want to help you guys,
Yeah,
hope
that's
so.
something I would have to mention to my president because I really haven't thought about that.
I feel like I would hope so because I do know like, especially if a guy has like a woman in their family, like a sister or something, I feel like a lot of times they can be pretty like you said exactly. One of the first things is they're like, well, no, like I kind of get it, like I have a sister,
right?
Like they I feel like they have a good connection to be like, I don't understand it necessarily, but like I know that you're going through it, and I feel like they do have that sort of passion there.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of how I saw it. And even if guys don't have a sister, maybe they just want to learn more about it. I mean, that can be a way too. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's maybe an idea that can be pursued in the future, but
yeah.
Are you putting in an application?
Well, I don't know. I am graduating, so I don't know if you guys accept
that's true. I
accept graduated students. I don't know if you guys accept but
you do the 5-hour drive just for
5-hour drive just for the club, just for the club. Be like, I'm here,
or on Zoom. We'll just call you. On
yeah, just call me on Zoom. Yeah, yeah.
So would you guys ever join a club, or if you guys ever like wanted to since your guys' freshman year, like what club would you join?
So before I answer that, you're actually the first guest to ask us a question.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I feel so honored.
I feel probably. Yeah, probably.
Well, for me, honestly, if I was a freshman and wasn't an athlete, I'd want to join it. See, my journey was a little weird. Because I wasn't here my whole 4 years. I know I mentioned before I was
in Ohio.
Yeah, I was in Ohio.
Wow, that's far.
Yeah,
I thought this was far. But
yeah, no, that's just pretty far. So I was there for basketball specifically, and so being a part of the sports team, I don't really look at campus life or student clubs. So I always thought athletes don't join that, or we're involved in our sports, which is the wrong thinking, right? I think then when I got to Plattsburgh, and then joining a student club is like scary because you're like so used to not joining student clubs. You're like, oh, I don't need to just join a club just because, or I never really looked into like what interests me. I should have though, but now thinking like obviously if I was to restart, I'd probably want to join a student club. I think it helps, and it helps you pursue like things that you're passionate about and create some type of impact on even if it's just one person on campus. I mean, that's the goal really. Like you don't have to impact the whole world, but as long as you impact one person, I think that's the best part.
Right.
I mean, I guess the peer counseling maybe counts as a club. I don't know, but not necessarily.
Maybe
it counts as something.
It counts as something.
Something.
Whether it was sports or something.
I guess maybe it's the fact that like us cutting our hours, that probably has like that's probably the big differing between like an internship and a club.
Probably. No, I should have joined the club maybe. It's probably too late now, but that's okay.
Yeah, I feel there were a few clubs that I looked into when I had first gotten here, like my freshman year. I know there was like a book club here, and actually just recently I found out that there was like a cooking club or something. I'm not sure.
I saw that too.
Right?
I thought about it like a lot. I was like, but I'm not gonna join. See, I'm terrible.
Yeah, there was a lot of them that I had like thoughts of joining. I feel like, I don't know. I also was a type of person, like in high school, I was in a lot of clubs in high school. So I feel like I don't know if I wanted maybe like a break to be like, I don't need, because I feel like you said, like being in a club and having that position to be like, no, I'm doing something, I have like an important role, like it's such a good feeling. So I feel like I wouldn't have been a part of a club without being like, I want to be part of a board, or like I want to be like doing something. I don't want to just be a part of a club member. But I
Yeah.
knew, like, from being in high school and joining so many different clubs, I would be doing so many different stuff. So I feel like I don't know, I feel like when I first got here, I was like, I need that break. Like, I need that break to just be, like, academic student, you know?
Yeah, I get that. And I think the peer counseling also helped me realize what a student club is, because before I kind of thought a student club is just, oh, you just join the club just to meet people and do whatever. But now there's more to it. Like there's a
Definitely more
board,
to
you know,
it.
treasurers, a president, you're organizing events. So I think
Yeah.
that aspect, I was like, okay, there's more to this. So
Mhm.
like, for example, peer counseling, when we're setting up events, like there's a lot of
Right.
work to it. So I
Mhm.
think the fact that you get to join a club and like you're passionate about something, it'll motivate like me more to do something. So I kind of wish I did join a club that I was passionate about. But
What would you have joined? Did you have?
honestly, I don't know because I haven't really looked, to be honest.
But I mean, like just a hobby or something that you feel
It
like?
had to be something meaningful though, like because like for I know peer counseling is more like an internship, but like
Yeah.
I am more like passionate about like mental health and helping
Mhm.
people, and so that kind of gets me going with this stuff. So it'd have to be something that would help me like maybe make an impact on somebody. So
Okay.
not something
Mhm.
that's so like, oh, like cooking class, or like
Yeah.
something more meaningful, like the organization for women of color. I think like something like that where it
Mhm.
really tries and leaves an impact on somebody.
Yeah.
I'd
Right.
want to join something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely say like, well, OWC hasn't had their big event yet, but I know when we do, like it's gonna be great.
Mhm.
But I have had my fair share of big events, and I feel like the recent one that I've been a part of, which was the BEAs,
Mhm.
it was so fun to plan and just like have everybody come out. Like it was such a great
Mhm.
turnout. I loved it. Everybody loved it. So it's like, although putting in the work is very much stressful and will like have you going crazy, but the outcome
The
once you
payoff
see,
is so much,
once
yeah.
you see the outcome and how much everybody loves it and is looking forward to the next one, like it
Mhm.
really puts a great, like, you know, a good connotation about the club in your mind, like a
Yeah.
really great feeling.
Yeah, it's a great way to validate. I feel like even little things of like meeting people here and then being like, or even if it's like tabling and somebody hasn't heard of peer counseling, I'm like, yeah, no, it's like a thing
Right.
for counseling, like for students, by students, and they're like, wow, that actually sounds really cool. I'm like, right, yeah, like, right, like it's that validation to be like, oh my God,
Right.
yeah, like I'm actually doing something that people, even if they don't necessarily do it, like they still have that idea of like, that's a pretty cool idea, and like I you know, I hope it works out for you. Yeah,
Right.
sometimes it's all you need. So you're like, thank you so much.
I
No, yeah,
know.
for sure. The fact, yeah, I agree too. Like, I think the whole planning and that really, like, it is kind of fun when you think about it, because, like you said, the outcome, and
Mhm.
especially when you see like it actually had impact, I think that's the best
Especially if
feeling.
you're doing it with other people.
That
Like planning
too.
it by yourself,
Yeah, I
that can be a
think
lot. But
planning it
when
with
you're
like,
like,
especially like if you're really friends with the people that you're planning it with, I think
Yeah.
that's the best. That's honestly,
Yeah.
you create more memories with that.
Right. Definitely.
yeah, because honestly, it's like even if you're hanging out in your free time and you're like, oh, by the way, I had this thought or something. Like I do that with Mia all the time. Mia does that with me, and she's like, oh my God, I had this TikTok idea, and we're just like hanging out normally.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not like we're necessarily doing our hours,
Mhm.
but it's
Right.
just like, yeah, once we see each other, if an idea pops up, you know.
Right.
It's so much more convenient, I feel.
So I know I know you're in multiple clubs. So the other club, what is beauty and
Oh, the beauty
the
bar?
beauty bar? Yeah,
Mhm.
tell me more about what is that? Because
So basically, honestly, it's the first club that I've known about on campus that
Okay.
actually is hands-on with
Mhm.
like, well, we're not licensed cosmetologists. We do have one member that is, although we are not. So we can't really do, like, we're very limited to a lot of things.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we just felt like, since we do know that, we still want to teach people how to do certain things. So like everybody, and I love this too because everybody on the board has a different aspect on what they're going to present.
That's
like
good,
what
yeah.
their role is going to be to push out to the public. So with me, I mostly do natural hair. My friend does nails. My other friend does makeup, and we all do it really well. And a couple of my friends also like do like, you know, the wigs, the hair extensions, and I have another friend that does lashes. Like it's just a lot of us that have different like roles that we kind of present within the club. So
Right.
it's very hands-on, and it's basically us teaching ourselves while also trying to teach everyone
Mhm.
else. So it's like a learning experience for everyone. And it's just really nice to see everybody like come and learn new things or just enhance their abilities even more. Like it's really nice. So yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. So, if a student wanted to like get their nails painted or like their hair braided, let's say, or would they just go to the beauty bar? Like, if they wanted those types of things, or is there more to it? Like, they have to go through, like you said, the licensed cosmetologist.
So we recently had an event where it's like one of the members, she hosted a meeting and she did like creative makeup on one of
Mm-hmm.
our members. So that's kind of something that you can have done, but
Okay.
also it's not like I don't know how to explain it.
Okay. So it's not
Not really fully
necessarily.
like a whole glam
Yeah,
like shop.
yeah.
It's
It's
Yeah.
kind
more
of
of like
like
information of how to do the things.
but
Got you.
demonstrating
Okay.
it at the
Okay.
same time.
Got you.
Like
Got you.
for me, I want to say when we first started, I had my event. It was a like a braiding workshop. So we had three contestants and me and a couple of my other board members. Like we braided their hair in different hairstyles. So
Mhm.
like I did cornrows. One other person did like box braids on men. So it was a
Okay.
men's
Cool.
hairstyle event. So that was really
That's kinda
cool. So
cool.
they
Yeah, that
like
is
got their
cool.
hair done, and
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
like
yeah.
a full type of event. But as for the makeup and the lashes, I think the lashes, they got their full lashes done too as well. Cause a couple of them we allow them to like keep the product. So like the lashes, obviously they
Yeah.
keep and they do it themselves and stuff. And we also had a DIY nail event. So they DIY'd their own press on nails
Wow.
and they got to keep that. Yeah. So it's certain things that they can keep and can obtain, but certain things not really, because some things is like more educational just to teach
Yeah,
you guys
yeah.
when you
Yeah.
want to try to do it on your own. So yeah,
So you think you could braid my hair or no?
Oh my god, yes.
I could honestly. Yeah, I really love braiding, and that's why I wanted to host that event because that's really my like that's just my
Your
pathway.
little
Like
Yeah, yeah,
specialty.
yeah.
yeah, like I love braiding hair, even though it's so stressful sometimes. But I love it. Like yeah,
How long did it take? Because doesn't braiding hair take like a really long time?
yes, it
Especially
does.
like cornrows,
Right?
right?
Yeah,
Yes,
like
and I'm still not perfect at it. Like I
Mhm.
am. Like if I could show you guys pictures, like you guys could see, like I braid my boyfriend's hair all the time. Like it's really like strategic.
Mhm.
Like you have to get the parts right. Like me, I redo my parts 20 times
Oh my
over,
God,
and
yeah, I can't even
feel so
imagine. That's
bad
so
for
bad.
the person's hair that I'm doing because
Yeah.
they just want it done. Well, they don't say that, but me personally, I'm just like, if it was me, I would just want it done.
Or
So
if you're like tender-headed.
yes, oh my
Mhm.
gosh. Like my boyfriend, so tender-headed. It's so annoying, but I'm just like, it's okay. Like the outcome is gonna
It's
be
gonna be worth it. Just sit there for a second,
Yeah.
please. I used to be tender-headed as a kid. I feel like
Really?
I feel now that I am able to like do my own hair and it's not my
Mhm.
mom like brushing
Yeah.
my hair into a straight little ponytail, and I'm better at it. But yeah, as a kid, I was like, oh, it was
I
so
know,
bad.
right? I want to say it took me like, I don't even know when I started braiding. I just kind of practiced on myself. I want to say a little after quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
Mhm.
just kept practicing up until now. And like when I met my boyfriend, it made it easier because I was able to not only practice on myself, because practicing stuff on yourself is different than
Yeah,
other people.
on other people.
Yeah.
It's
So I
so
was actually
different.
glad that I was able to do that on him because I'm like, okay, I can kind of practice better.
Mhm.
But I
Mhm.
still don't know how to cornrow my own hair. So that's still something I have to, like perfect.
Right.
Mhm.
But you kind of like self-taught on yourself though, right?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
actually kind of impressive.
Yeah.
Thank you. And my first try actually didn't look bad. It just needed to be like more neat.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I had kind of had the concept, so yeah.
Damn. That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah.
how'd you do that? You're just like, what about like in the back? Like,
That's the thing. Like parting it, I cannot part hair for anything.
That's what
It's
I would
so
have had trouble.
hard.
Yeah, parting
It
with,
is
especially
so
your
hard.
own hair. Like
Yeah.
my rule is the
Yes.
back of my head is none of my business.
I know.
Like I don't.
None of
I
my
don't gotta-
business,
yeah, I don't
none of
gotta worry about
anybody
that.
else's business. Just don't pay attention to the back.
Just keep it trucking, y'all. Like
I just try, but some people like they're more advanced with it. Like they use their iPad. In
Yeah,
front
they
of
be
a
having the
mirror.
mirrors
Yeah,
back in
I
there,
can't do that. I just want it to be one and done. Like
no, yeah,
so,
that-
kind of. I
Mhm.
just part the front, make sure that's perfect, and I try my best to
I'm
like.
holding it with my nail.
Right. I try my best, but it's still so hard. So I'm still learning, you know. But yeah,
Yeah, it's a process for sure.
yeah.
So for all the incoming freshmen next semester, why should they join, or why should they join one of your clubs? Which clubs? Which
Any
club?
of
I
them,
don't know.
yeah,
Any of them, I
anyways.
guess. Yeah, I don't want to like pick a specific club because I feel like they're all meaningful in
Mhm.
some type of aspect.
Mm-hmm.
But why do you feel like they should join the clubs that you're a part of?
Well, if I could kind of make my answer general,
Yeah.
I would say that joining clubs in general is a good look for you because it
Okay.
shows how much that you like put yourself out there, and it'll encourage
Mhm.
other students, maybe even your friends, to put themselves out there as well. Because like I said, well, I don't know if I mentioned this, but a lot of people don't like to like join clubs for some reason. Like the
Yeah.
club scene before used to be so active and everything, but nowadays like people just don't like to do anything. So it's just
Yeah.
like I feel like upcoming freshmen, like maybe next year, like it'll definitely be a good look on you and maybe encourage other students to like kind of pick back up the club scene. Because us, like even with Club Caribbean, like it was
Mhm.
very inactive at one point, and we kind of picked that back up, and with our first pageant picking it back up, it was like a great outcome as well. So we just wanted to continue that.
Right.
So yeah, I encourage everybody to join. Honestly, it's a fun experience.
It sounds like it is, honestly.
Yeah.
The information you're giving us about
Yeah.
joining a club, like it makes me want to join too.
Right? Yeah, I feel like that's a big thing is like being able to have a conversation with it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, as somebody who hasn't joined a club, I don't really know why. Like, if there was anything necessarily stopping me from joining a club, like
I think.
I don't know, because I'm trying to think if it's like maybe like an embarrassment thing.
I
or,
think
like,
that's
know
what it
last
is,
time we were
like,
talking
'cause,
about,
like-
certain
like
situations,
a lack of
yeah.
participation.
Yeah, I think that's what it
stuff.
is. Like, because you're kind of putting yourself out there, like
Mhm.
you're gonna join a club, but you're walking in there alone almost. So it's like
Yeah.
it is like in a scary, and there's that like
Yeah, and-
embarrassment you're talking
yeah,
about.
and I feel like in some clubs as well, like I feel like a lot of clubs, not that it's necessarily a bad thing, but it usually is started by like people who know each other and are friends and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Right,
to
yeah.
That's
be
the thing.
right, so to be that one person to walk in and be like, okay, well, everybody else is clearly like friends and stuff,
Mhm.
but
I actually have an experience based on that as well.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I
HOD,
mean, yeah.
honestly, I joined for like one semester and I left because I didn't really like
just hard to click with people. Like
yeah,
that.
they were already friends and
Yeah.
already having their like, bonds and stuff. So I just felt like, damn, like I'm in here alone. But I did meet a lot of people and like grew bonds with people from there. So I really do appreciate that. But I can definitely understand like the embarrassment sometimes, or just like going in there alone and not knowing anyone. So it's kind of nerve wracking.
Yeah.
Right.
I can definitely understand that.
Well, I mean, you're brave than most of us because you actually went to
Stuck
the
through
club
it, yeah.
and you joined, and even if you did leave after, I mean, you're brave because
Thank
I
you.
didn't do that. So, no, yeah. So, you said you left. Now, when you left though, did they at least like try and make you stay, or they?
Yeah, no, they definitely did. Like I said, I created a lot of bonds on
Yeah.
there,
Mhm.
and even I was friends with some of them beforehand. It just wasn't as close
Okay.
until like towards the end of me like leaving. But it was a great experience. Like honestly, I really did love it. They did want me to come back, and actually, I didn't want to say anything, but their upcoming show, I am walking in. So yeah, I'm very
okay.
excited
So
for
yeah,
that.
speak to the audience more about what it is you mean by that, because walking stage, it could mean anything, but
Right. So next Thursday, HOD and I think Kings are collabing and having a New York Fashion Week like fashion show. So yeah, they're gonna have
Okay.
designers, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff. Like it's gonna be really fun, and like I'm just gonna be modeling and walking the stage, modeling different designers' clothing and stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah.
How long have you been like a model?
Honestly, that one semester that I joined HOD was the first time I ever did it. Like so many people was like, you should try it, you should try it. But again, nervous and just
Yeah,
not knowing
yeah.
where to start. And I was really considering it, like it back in the city, but I was like, okay, they have a club up here. Maybe let me start out here
Right.
and
Yeah,
see
it's a
how
good
I feel
entry
about
point.
it. Right. And I actually really do love it. It does get nerve-wracking sometimes still, because like the females at some point they do have to practice walking in heels.
Yeah.
So that was like kind of I don't know. But afterwards, it was worth it, honestly. It was really cool.
Yeah, I think that's cool. Honestly, I had no idea there was like a fashion modeling
like a
club
model.
until like
Oh,
it was like it
really?
must have been a week ago. Or, what's his name? Hassani stopped me.
Oh,
He was like
yeah.
kind of advertising his.
We love Hassani.
his
Like,
oh
everybody
come.
knows this.
Yeah, he's like, oh, come a Thursday, whatever. I was like, oh, okay, cool. He even gave me their Instagram. I was like, wow, I didn't know there was a modeling fashion
Yeah.
club. But it's kind of cool that you're doing. I know you did mention like earlier. I don't know if it was last that you did used to like model on campus, and you were like, oh,
Yeah.
you're not sure if you're gonna join, but you joined now.
I
So
know. It was, and honestly, I probably would have joined back if I wasn't so busy.
yeah,
But just because I
Mhm.
really don't have the time, because their meetings are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 to 9, I want to say. And on
Mhm.
Tuesdays, I have like back-to-back meetings. And Thursdays, I also do have back-to-back meetings. So I can't really attend them. But
Yeah.
since next week is the week of their show and is basically like every day is practice, I have some days that I can go. So
Okay.
I just spoke to my friend and she was like, like come the days that you can and stuff. Because I already basically know what I'm doing. It's
Right,
just like
'cause
the
you have the-
structure
yeah.
of how the show is going to be. I kind of
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
be there
The
to,
flow of it all.
right, to, see what they're talking about. But yeah,
That's awesome. And now this is the first fashion that they're doing, or
second.
Second. Okay,
Yeah.
this is the second one. All right. Well,
That's so much fun.
I kinda wanna go now.
Yes,
now
that
that you're walking, I kind of want to go.
Yeah,
You should
we'll make a
definitely
little
go.
poster for you.
It's in
Come
the ballrooms.
Dominique.
Aw. It's in the ballroom. So if you guys want to stop by, definitely say stop by. It's going to be really fun.
What time is it at?
I want to say 7 because most
7?
events
Okay.
do start at
Yeah,
7.
it's for like a
so-
7 to 9 range. Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome. Well, so before we end things off, I know that there are little, rumors that the peer counseling program is not coming back next semester.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately.
So I kind of want to start doing this with whoever else comes on the podcast as a peer counselor. So I just wanted to ask you, why do you think the peer counseling program should stay next semester?
I honestly think that, like, for me, when I heard about this internship, I was like, wow, this is a great opportunity because this is
Mhm.
what I've essentially been looking for since my sophomore year. Like,
Mhm.
since me figuring out, okay, I want to be a counselor. This is what I want to do for my career.
Right.
But there's nothing really accessible for me to get practice on because
Yeah.
certain internships, they're kind of deep and I don't have a car, so I would
Mhm.
essentially have to Uber a lot of the time,
Yeah.
which,
That's
I
expensive.
don't always have money for,
Yeah,
and the
it's
money
expensive
is going to
trip.
accumulate.
Right.
So I was like, okay, there's an internship right on campus. That's literally perfect. And I signed up right away. And,
Mhm.
I met great people, obviously.
Thank
I
you.
made a lot of great connections and I love Shelby. We all love
Yeah.
Shelby. So, that was great. And I just feel like who's ever looking for a path in counseling or even like school psychology, like I think there's a master's program here for that. School psych.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a master's program for school psychologists and clinical psychology.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think anything like that, if you want to go down that route, definitely pick up the opportunity because like this was our first time. Like we were basically
Yeah.
like the test dummies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
we're the test
literally.
dummies.
So I really feel like unfortunately it's not coming back. But if it were to come back next semester, I feel like people should take up the opportunity. It gives you a lot of practice. We learned a lot of new things. I know
Mhm.
I learned a lot of things that I wasn't aware of before, joining this internship.
sure.
So I think people should, take up the opportunity if they can.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree. I have, lots of feelings about it, but
despite the fact that he's graduating in like less than a month, he has very strong opinions of the fact that we should continue the program.
Yeah, I just think that I know the peer counseling program is like fairly new.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously because it's new, we're not going to sit here and, start saying, "Oh yeah, we've gotten 50 people coming in every week." No, but I feel like the more consistent we are with this program each year, I think students are going to start to utilize this a lot more because, as students, we're never offered, "Oh, just come talk to a peer."
Right.
I'm not sure, is it free for peer counseling for a student to come in?
I think it is.
It's free, right? There's no charge.
Because it's part of the health center.
Right. So there's no charge and you get to talk to somebody if you need to talk to, especially with counselors. Sometimes their schedules are booked.
Yeah. That and I think it's limited for how many times you can see a
That's
counselor.
True. I think you can only do like 5 sessions.
It's like 5 or 7 times, something like that.
So I definitely think people should start utilizing that as well.
For sure. This was definitely something that like the more I think about it, the more I realize how much I wanted something like this when I was a freshman and sophomore. Because I would think all the time, I'd be like, oh, I wish I could. Because I think I would be like on and off again seeing counselors here if I needed to. But I would have times where I'd be like, oh, I don't have like an appointment or anything, but I just want to like be able to like talk to, like I wish I could just come in and talk to somebody like just really quick. Like I don't want to have to make an appointment or I don't want to have to like write down my stuff for my next Tuesday appointment, like sometimes it's just the best thing of like being in the moment and being like, oh, let me just walk over really quick while I'm still like processing things and I still have the thoughts of the things that I want to say and everything,
Literally. And there's someone here every day for the most part from 9 to 4. So you can really just walk in
at any moment.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
And there's multiple people as well. So even if there's like somebody already meeting with somebody, like there's at least one other person around that can still meet with you.
No, definitely.
No, yeah, honestly, I know we talked, I think it should be like in every school kind of. But
I think so too. Honestly, I don't see why it isn't because, everybody needs someone to speak to at some point. So I think this is a really like good opportunity. This is a great idea.
No, I'm definitely glad that this was a thing. I do wish it was coming back next semester. I know there was like it might come back for the spring, but I don't know. I feel it is a little bit awkward trying to like, I know we were talking about it, like trying to advertise it and being like, hey, keep the peer counseling in the back of your mind, but then for like a few months you won't really hear anything from us. But like remember, we're here still.
Right.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think that's why kind of just voicing our, like, if it shows that there's impact and at least even if it's a couple, people, to show that this program is going to mean something and this is something that can grow the more years it has on,
No, definitely.
Obviously in a year there's only so much that can, you can show for it.
Right.
But I know there's already been plenty of people that walked in here for counseling, so you see the progress and I think it's only going to increase by the time next year comes. So
I definitely do think so.
Dominique, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me.
For coming to the podcast today. It was great talking to you. I learned a lot about student clubs and I mean honestly the fact that you're so busy and you're still able to handle it.
Yeah, I try.
With a smile on your face.
Yeah, with a smile on your face, yeah. But I think it's awesome you're part of so much on campus life and continue being involved in campus and making impact and, hopefully because of your presence there, because I know you said Club Caribbean was kind of down.
Mm-hmm.
You came in and now it's brought up. Maybe you just continue bringing it up even next year. That way, once you leave, it grows even more for that because of your impact. So just continue going.
They'll have like a little picture of you, like Dominique, the woman who started it all.
Yeah. Yeah, but just name your clubs one more time for any of the students that, your little shout out to your clubs.
Yeah, shout out to Club Caribbean, the Beauty Bar, NAACP, and OWC. You guys will see a lot more from us. Just look out. Yeah.